Hello. Do you want to skip all the introductory shit, then just go to minute 120 or something? I don't know, you can see it here. I'll write it here. This amount of time, there's where you can find the true shit beginning. Hello everybody. Moin, as I'd say in my mother tongue. But I'll try to stay in English, talking so slow that you can understand me and so fast that you don't get bored because I take so long talking. But if you have the, YouTube, this button there, you can click on the little wheel and then you can change the amount of the speed of the video. This is my first YouTube tutorial, so I probably just repeat what all the channels say. Give me comments, feedback, subscription and all that shit, or keep it and give it to somebody who needs it more than YouTube. Anyway, no product placement rubbish in this video, because I think it's not a good idea to let companies pay other big companies to make us think we need this and that. Just think about what we really need. It's a pity there's no common open source YouTube alternative. Same goes for search engines, network, streaming sites, all that stuff. At least we have Wikipedia, and more than that we have a big community for people who like programming, as there were many people writing in forums helping me and other people with Max4Live patches. If you don't know about this programming stuff, just YouTube it, Google it, and yeah, people will tell you about how to program the things, and then also you can upload patches, other people help you. That's really great. It saved me hours of work, saved my ass, and so thank you very much for that. That's also why I want to share this patch with you. If you like it, what you need, I think, is Ableton Live 10 and the EdTracker, which is a small device, around $50. I'll show you later. You can also buy it in parts and assemble it on your own, then it's a bit cheaper. There's also a wireless version if you don't like cables, but I think it's around $100. A short explanation: this device is usually used by people who are so fucked up of the real world with all the injustice and violence, they just escape into a virtual one and try to live there. Gamers, they're called. And as gamers don't really like the real world, they just want to make the substitute they have as nice as possible. That means they don't want to use their hands to move around in the virtual world, but their heads, like this thing. This device is meant to be put on your head with headphones probably, or you can just tape it there, to make possible that the movement of your head is controlling the angle of the camera in the game. So there's a small sensor which kind of tells the computer, well, now I'm tilting left, tilting right, down, up, whatever, and the computer says, oh, then I'll make the camera shift like this. The device has 3 axes of movement, and there is no absolute position, so if you just move it left or right, it will, nothing will happen. But if you tilt it or move it like this, the computer will know. The good thing is, even if you like the real world more than the virtual one, you can have a lot of fun with this device. If you prefer to make the world a better place, to just having fun, I think this tutorial is maybe not the right thing for you. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's any tutorial for that, so well. And then you ask, what is this 3D guitar thing? Well, you need gaffer, always. This is the tape to put somewhere. To fix the EdTracker on the instrument, I can show you here. This is, well, the small cables is just for how it looks. Under the gaffer there's the EdTracker. This is what the device looks like. Here it's taped on the guitar. Then if you fix it to the guitar or to parts of your body, wherever you want, you can use the movements, like this movement or this, to control parameters of music in Ableton. So you maybe change the pitch or, well, whatever. I'll just show you examples of what I did with it. First thing, if you have the EdTracker, then you can open the program. I'll show you. This is EdTracker Pro, it's called. It looks like this. If you move the guitar, you see the head is moving with it. Just the illustration of my guitar, this head. You have to choose the direction of the EdTracker, if it's like upside down or left side up or whatever. You can do some settings. Important is that here's reset view, so if you hold the guitar like this and click it, it becomes the new center, the calibration. And you can also choose a key. Now here it says keyboard shift D5. In my patch it's important that it's this key, I think it's the smaller thing. Because in Ableton, as you will see, I have made a patch which simulates pressing this key, so the guitar, you can map it to MIDI, you can press a MIDI button and then the EdTracker is calibrated again. Sometimes if you move a lot it maybe not accurate, so you have to calibrate again. I made one track just for the first patch called EdTracker-Live, which is the name for all the devices. It's the receiver, so it's a device you just need once in your whole Ableton project, and it takes the data coming from the EdTrack device and puts it into Ableton. You can switch it off, nothing changes, or on, and then you should see these things moving, the slides. What you can see at the right of it is the calibration. You can click this button, you can also map a MIDI thing to this button. You can click it for centering. You will also see now the head is, well, he seems to be sleeping, but if you click it, you will see, if you click this button, it's the smaller than symbol. This is keyboard shift D5, so this sends smaller than. You can also modify the patch to send another button, but yeah, just take this one and then you can center or calibrate this view. Then also you can say, you can calibrate here, you put the middle of all the axes, you put up and down. You see it's the right one. You can put the upper limit and the bottom limit. Same for this, top and bottom, left and right. So, or if you like want this to be the basic position, you can put the middle of all the axes here if you want it here, and if it's calibrated it also centers all the little axes. Here you can change the interval for the metro time. If you got performance problems with the computer, you can just make this maybe 4. This means every 40 milliseconds you get the signal out of EdTrack. 10 is the standard setting. You can also save it as a JSON file. Yeah, you can find in the description of the video where to download the patches. Then I got another track just for the input. Here you have to select the external in of your audio interface, get inside with the guitar cable. So I just got a tuner there to see, well, fun enough for me. And then from the raw input, monitor in, so the signal gets through and it doesn't go to the master but just to the next audio track, FX I called it. This is a track where I put some audio racks inside, and the most important is, this is the first rack. I will show you this important patch, is the movement mapper I called it. Here you can map the different movements of the guitar to some parameters. For example, you can choose the axis. Let's say Z is this one, this movement. Here again you can say I want the movement from here, bottom, to here, top, to be this, the important. And then you have a function, so you can change if you wanted to go all the way proportional up and down, or just like up to, I don't know, 0.55. And also if you hold alt key, alternate key, you can do it like this, or you can, by clicking and by shift clicking you remove, by clicking you put another point. You can do something like this, so in the middle it stays more or less the same, and just if you go far up it gets up and far down it gets down. And then you have 3 times the same thing here, the same mapping device. So you can click, well, I put the audio effect in here, so the audio signal from my guitar gets into this lane. A simple delay. You can maybe hear it, maybe like this. You can hear it once if you pull up the feedback. You can hear it several times. And now this one is, you can click map, you can go on feedback, and then you have to click reset to get the minimum and maximum value. This one is 0 to 0.95, the feedback. So like this, the delays all the way up the feedback. And if you put the guitar down in the middle, you have this middle feedback, and if you put it down, no feedback. Well, just once, because there's no feedback. You can also use the second one for the dry wet reset, and then you can have no delay at all. Middle. And click here clear and line to just have the normal line, and then and let's say we don't have a synced delay to the metro time because I don't have any beat here, so we just take the millisecond for the delay, and you could also just map this one to the milliseconds, put it on, get it, and then you have like and if you put this one off, you just hear the time. You can also map this one to the other time. You can change a bit the minimum maximum value so it's not all the same. So also here you can write JSON presets, you can and read them again. You can zoom into the line here, and if you click on full, it's the first view again. You can also change a bit if it shall go from 0 to 1, or maybe just from 0 to 0.1. Yeah, important is to press reset. Maybe you can change this if you Max4Live programmer. So this was an example for just one possible effect. You can also do different ones, for example, and this one, for example, you can switch between gain and clean. Is a frequency shifter on the y-axis, so it's this movement changing the frequency. And then maybe also, if you saw the other video, you can hear sometime when I use this effect. This one is like based on the note D, so when I shift the D frequency, it doesn't sound weird, but if I take another tone like this one, then another example is the ping pong delay, a bit similar to what I showed you in the beginning. Also, you can see here with the effects, I didn't map this one to the effect directly, but to a macro of the audio effect rack, and this macro controls one or several parameters. Then you can also have one macro turning on and off things, or editing in small scale. Yeah, this is one example, and also you can just invent all the freaky shit. So for example, you can do something with the looper, record something, some sound, and then change the speed of the looper with the movement of the guitar. Get some glitches. Put it down, the feedback goes down. So. So, and then also you can have the combination of all of the effects together if you want. Well, maybe you shouldn't do it all at the same time. Well, hope you enjoyed the video, and maybe if you have an EdTracker or want to buy one and build some weird instrument shit, have fun with it. You can also have this like a small gimmick. You can just trigger some samples with a
they come here every day.
MIDI note trigger. You can give a threshold, and every time the guitar goes above the threshold, sample is triggered.
Stick to this verse. Stick to
and
this verse. Stick to this verse. Stick to this verse.
If you don't want the note to get off, you can also add all the samples. So, if you have any questions, just write me comments, messages, bottles, as you want. Goodbye. Well, and as I said in the intro of the video, there's no product placement here, but if you wondered how I do the switching between the effects in the other video, the autonomous tools one, I have this what's it called, soft step with a MIDI foot controller to not have to use the hands to click something in Ableton, but just use the foot while playing the guitar. Yeah, that's it.